been great. Ever since I walked through these doors at the club, I felt an instantly welcoming environment, a family environment. One of my childhood friends, he had told me, because I had a single parent mother and I didn't really have anywhere to go after school, and she didn't want me to go right home. So my friend was like, hey, come to the Boys and Girls Club. A lot of my friends went there, and I was like, sure. So I told my mom. She was a bit skeptical at first, you know how most parents are, but she eventually gave me it, and she said, like, hey, just make sure you walk with your friends. So we will always walk in these big old groups, and we will all come to the Boys and Girls Club. And like I said, since walking in here, I felt the love. A lot of my friends here have became family. As I mentioned earlier, it's the first place where I learned even to hit a volleyball, right? Knew I love sports, didn't know really what I wanted to do, but I knew that, I wanted to be into sports somehow, some way. And the main thing about it was that I just loved how it brought everyone together, right? Like, my life was pretty much chaos, but whenever I was playing sports, you were working for one goal, and that was to ultimately win. So I knew I wanted to go into sports, and that's pretty much what the club offered me, was like an avenue and how to get there, providing me so many different opportunities, shadowing sideline reporters, Mandy Bell, who works for the Cleveland Guardians, things of that nature, meeting with execs of Fox and Fox Sports, for example, for the Cavaliers. So it's been an awesome experience, and they definitely helped me get to where I am today. So one of my mentors here is Miss Siobhan. She's my godmom, and I made her that. I know that's the title that typically mothers give, but I gave her that because she was really like a mother figure for me. She started here probably a year after me, and just talking with her, she gave me so much life advice. Wasn't afraid to be real with me at times. I know as a young child, you probably don't want to hear that you're wrong, but a lot of times I was wrong, and I was happy to be around. At the time, I didn't understand it, but I was happy now looking back that I was around someone who would be able to tell me, hey, Jayla, you need to do this better, or don't do this, or don't hang with these people, because these people could possibly affect your career path and where you're going. And still to this day, she's very honest with me, and I just love her for that. Another one of my mentors here is Mr. Allen. He's obviously, whenever it came to like college, he will always help me out with that. Gave me great advice as well. I have so many mentors. Another mentor is Ken Wood. Clearly, whenever it came to like writing, I did not like writing at all. Didn't think I was a strong writer, but being able to write for our sports, right? In sports, I did a lot of different things. For a while, I refereed, but realized that I did not like running. So I'm like, okay, I got to find something else. Did the scoreboard, scorekeeper. That was cool, but I wanted to be like more like ingrained and more like, hey, I'm here, and so that's when I went into writing for our club quarterly newspaper, and that was very fun, like being able to like write recaps on like games and things like that. So definitely my top 3 mentors are Miss Siobhan, Mr. Allen, and Ken Wood. The club has definitely changed my life. Like, I always tell people, like, I would not be here if it wasn't for the club. I call it my second home because I feel like I spent more time here than I actually did at home. But yeah, this place, I definitely wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Their help, their support. Even the people who no longer work here, I'm still connected with them in some sort of way. They always seem to check up on me at the times where I need it the most, right? So it's definitely been a huge help. Even when going to school, I'm a first generation college student. Knew I always wanted to go to Ohio State since I was like 10 years old. I just always a school that I dreamed of going to. Didn't know really how I would go there because I knew that obviously my mother didn't have the funds to send me there, but just knew that if I was to like stay at the club and be consistent and be a really good student and a really good member, that they would provide me a way, and they did. They provided me so much money that I had a full ride, right? That was definitely a new experience, but like I said, even though I was 2 hours away from home, those people, those mentors who I mentioned earlier, always checked up on me, even though I was 2 hours away. So just because I was, a distance away, didn't stop them from always reaching out to me. And I think that's pretty much what the club is, as far as like they'll help you whenever you need it, even if you don't know that you need the help at the time. So